The Magen Duvna, Rabbi Yaakov Kranz, brings down this mashal, this parable, that you had this mighty prince, and he went on a trip with their family and their servants on the entourage, and they went to, as they were traveling, they stopped by certain very, very successful, wealthy people. They stayed in their houses, and they were hosted, but these wealthy people hosted the prince and his entourage. So the first night, this rich man hosts the prince, and you do it to the level of the prince, the banquets and this, go the full 9 yards. The next morning, the prince goes over to this wealthy man and says, okay, listen, I know you spent a lot of money on me. How much, what's the bill? I want to cover it. So the wealthy man says, okay, the bill's, a certain amount of money. The prince takes out his gold purse and pays this person in full. The next night, he goes and travels to a different person, different wealthy man. And this wealthy man also throws his banquet and puts everything on the level of a prince. And the next morning, the prince goes over to this wealthy man and says, okay, how much do I owe you? What's the damage? And this wealthy man says, what? What do you mean damage? He says, what do you mean, what do you owe me? You don't owe me anything. They're like, no, what do you mean? You spend a lot of money on me. I want to pay you for it. He says, pay me for it? Chas v'shalom, are you kidding me? God forbid. I'm going to take money from it? What it was an honor and a privilege to be able to go and have the prince in my house, and I'm able to go and pay for the prince? Are you kidding me? I'm never going to take a cent from you. It's my honor. It's my pleasure. Thank you so much for coming. And, the prince is like, wow. He's like so moved by it. So he goes and says, okay, no, I want to give you, now I want to pay you even more. He says, no, I'm not taking anything. He refused to take any gifts or, any payment. What happened, for these two people? How does the prince feel to these two? The first person, he gave them an amazing banquet, an amazing state, and he paid him for it. The transaction is finished in the first night, and it's done. The second night, he was so moved by this person that just wants to do for the prince that for the rest of this person's life, the prince kept on sending him gifts and kept on saying, what do you need? You got to connect, like anything I could do to help you. He was so moved that someone wants to be so close to it. So who gained more out of this transaction? The person that just got paid back, or this other person, the second person who just kept on getting more and more gifts for the rest of their life? It always had a connection. One phone call, it says, Prince, you need your help. It says, of course, what will I do for my dear friend who wants to honor me so much? This explains the Magen Duvna, the two levels of service of a Jew. You have a Jew that goes and says, okay, God, I did X, Y, and Z, pay up. Where is the mullah? Give me the payment, where it is. Or you have another Jew and be like, what, God, payment? Are you kidding me? I love the fact that I'm able to serve you. I have so great appreciation that I'm able to connect to you. And thank you so much for everything that you would give me. It's just like which connection grows, which is a higher level of service. It says in the Sefer Shalom, this is the difference. This is what Antigonus is saying. Antigonus is saying, don't serve God just for the reward in the next world. Rather, serve God for the reward in this world. And how you can do that? You have to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu through joy, through love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu.